What's good? What's good? Welcome to Epic Entertainment Critics. I am S1.
And I'm still James.
And we're going to do an epic retro review on Batman Returns, the sequel to the 89 Batman. This dropped, I think, in 92.
Mm-hmm.
And we are doing all the Batman movies until the Batman drops. And so we now on our second one, the Batman Returns.
Well, really our third.
What was our
Batman and Robin.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. That's gonna be included. I'm
You just
gonna redrop that,
my
but
bad.
we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do Batman Forever next week. Before the. So we're gonna have all those Batmans, and I wanted to get the Batman Christopher Nolan Batmans in there. We'll see. I don't know how we're gonna do that. But okay,
The marathon that.
Yeah. But yeah, right now we're doing Batman Returns, and we're going to review that right after the intro. All right. We have, just like Batman, we have returned. It was like, what do you mean return? He didn't go nowhere. He was always there. Whatever. But yeah, okay, so Batman Return, which is better than Batman 2. Returns is usually a better title. But this is the sequel to the 89 Batman, starring Michael Keaton. And with some new villains. We did double duty on this. We got the Penguin and Catwoman.
Yeah.
Which because he killed his the Joker in the first movie, and people was saying, "What's up with killing the damn villains?" You know, that's why they got Arkham.
Yeah. That's the whole point of Arkham.
So, anyway, 1992 Batman, directed by what's that dude's name? Tim Burton. Tim Burton is known for his dark.
This movie is so Tim Burton. Like from the first shot, it's like, oh, this must be a Tim Burton.
Yeah,
film.
from the music and everything, it's so similar to what's the movies? Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands and all that. All that the goth, all that goth look.
Yeah.
He's very into the goth stuff.
Which like it's suited for Gotham. You know?
I mean,
basically the whole city is based on like Gotham.
It's a little more though than you need.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's like your first shot is like, ooh, this is gonna be a lot.
Right. When you see that first beginning opening sequence, it's when the penguin's born, and it's like, okay, damn, this is dark.
From his parents on, like. You just okay. I see where we're going with this.
So let's watch this trailer for the Batman Returns, so people can kind of get a current remembrance what this movie looked like, and then we'll be back with our full review.
I've been down here too long. It's time for me to ascend.
From the sewers of Gotham, a new villain emerges.
You didn't invite me, so I crashed.
From the rooftops of Gotham, the perfect enemy.
No, he didn't.
Oh my God.
I am Catwoman. Hear me roar. Yeah.
And the only one who can save
You think
this
that would have
city
been safe for like honest fairness?
is a creature of the night.
Hey, stud. I thought we had something together.
We do. While she craves a romance she can sink her claws into,
You're catnip to a girl like me.
he plots a foul reign of destruction.
My dear penguins, thank
Gotham looms its greatest hero.
You ain't gonna say it.
I was waiting to hear it. I was waiting to hear him say the title. Batman.
You're right. I mean,
It was right there.
you set up for that, and he just you know what? I'm gonna just leave.
I'm gonna just leave y'all with this.
Right. I'm gonna set it up, and I'm gonna just walk away. I'm on leaving on one more. That's
like,
one of you got to argue with your agent. It's gonna work. I'm telling you, it's gonna work.
It's like it's that Blades of Glory thing. It's like, but it's provocative. It gets the people going.
No, it's not. It's gross. But no. So Batman Returns. That was Batman Returns. As you see, we had Danny DeVito as the Penguin and Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. What do you think of Danny DeVito as the Penguin? Now it's a very different take.
It's a very different take. Yeah.
So far as we know, we saw the Penguin in the old series played by oh shoot, I forgot the actor name. Candace Burgess, I believe that's his name. Same guy who played Mick in the Rocky series.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know that.
I love his Penguin though.
Right,
because he's cold, he's smooth.
Right, he was just a guy with a tuxedo with a long nose. That's what Penguin.
That's what Penguin
pretty much was.
Like I think this movie marked the first time we've seen the less
the flipper hands. Which they start doing that later in other adaptations. But did they ever do that before that?
Not that I know of.
I can't even remember no comic.
The whole thing about him being called the Penguin was because he always wore the tux. He was short and squat with a long nose.
Right.
Like that's why he was the Penguin. And then
Right.
he just like took that and ran with it. So he had the little wind up penguins and stuff.
Right.
Like
that was his theme.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a deformed like
No.
that.
No.
So Tim Burton, put his twist on there by making him like a deformed circus freak.
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay.
Like, okay. Like, also, I'm watching a Tim Burton movie, so okay.
Yeah. And
Not the direction I would have gone.
Yeah, right.
Man.
Okay, so then we got Michelle Pfeiffer as the Catwoman. What you think of her version of Catwoman?
I like her portrayal as Catwoman.
Uh-huh.
I don't like the story of Catwoman in this.
You know what? I'm gonna get on that a little later, but
Yeah.
I just get on it now. But the remember they kind of redid that in the Halle Berry
yeah.
one, where how she become the Catwoman. It's like what happened? What this is ridiculous.
Like what is this?
All these cats just. I guess they brought her back to life.
I was like, because you see the one getting ready to start gnawing off her finger.
Right, where they start nibbling on her, and all these cats came out of nowhere, and somehow she come back.
It's like, oh no, she's alive. Dinner's canceled, boys.
Yeah, I mean, maybe their cat spirit went into her. Like, we just supposed to figure that out. We didn't get no context to that.
Nah,
at all.
it's like she clearly should be dead.
Yeah.
But she pulled a John Wick.
Yeah.
And some cats stood on her, and
although I love that scene, that the camera work, how she fall through the little
awnings.
Oh yeah, above the windows or whatever. But the way they did it, it's such a good camera trick how they did it.
Yeah.
Because it's like a POV shot, and then you saw her fall through those things like instantly.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like it probably would happen like that for real, and then you'll die still, but it'll slow your fall down somewhat.
Right.
But it was kind of cool.
It's like the storytelling there is still solid. Like, you know why she feasibly didn't die. It's like, okay, we showed you her hitting all these awnings, so maybe she hit enough of them, they took enough off of her fall for her to survive. Fine.
Is that what they was basically trying to do? That she was still alive?
Yeah.
From like that fall didn't kill her?
Right. So like, but even so, I don't know how we go from that to I'm Catwoman now.
Yeah.
Because like there was no build up to that. Like,
well, no, you know what? I think I got a little clip for that too, because they kind of gave her, and then that's another thing too. I was gonna say, I noticed they had a lot of cat themes before she was Catwoman.
Well, she was a cat lady.
It was right, exactly. I'm saying like they had the big cat statue, or it was like a big cat
like, I
head.
think that wasn't
around.
wasn't that Shrek's logo?
Was it?
I think it was.
Oh, we we gonna talk about Max Shrek. Who came up with this character? Let's talk. So let's talk about Batman first.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton come back as Batman, and everybody liked his version of Batman in the first movie. And you know what? I actually had a lot more respect for his acting in this one, even in the second one, because
There's more of it.
but then I was watching this scene where one minute he was Bruce Wayne, next minute he was Batman, and I just saw those subtle differences in his mannerism and his voice that I was like, you know what? I like that because it's enough, but we're not too much, which Christian Bale was too much, you know, because he was just talking to Alfred on the phone. So he was talking to his Batman, and I kind of they did a little of the detective side. You know, he just sitting there with them glasses on, reading. But it was seeming like, oh, Batman's kind of boring. But it also seemed that he do his research.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't just show up.
Yeah, it ain't just. So he was doing all this research as Bruce Wayne, and then then he's checking the scene out as Batman, and he's talking to Alfred, and he's got this totally different tone when he plays Batman. I was like, okay, those are little subtle things that we took for granted, for his acting, because we didn't think acting was going to decline as much as it did. But yeah, the stuff like that is like, I appreciate that.
I'm curious because I haven't seen it in so long how Batman Forever is going to stack up with Val Kilmer's acting.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
But like also, I've expressed my worries on. Why am I blanking on the boy's name?
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. Just because the bit of Bruce Wayne we've seen looks like a guy who would be Batman.
Yeah.
But
we'll see what he do with that.
See.
Right.
But this is
Bruce Wayne. He worked.
Yeah. But this is really well handled because it's like, I will say I do occasionally, like, I had to remind myself of when this movie was made because I'm like, is that what rich people do? Well, you know what?
Yeah. Well, Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce. Like,
and then like when he first get his bat signal, it's like he was brooding. Like, it's like, do you brood 23 hours a day? It's like,
because that's even like a takeaway from the original comics, where it's like he would always be like sitting in this one chair, and then the bat signal would come on, and he would like the shadow would be cast over.
So do you like how
he was waiting?
They got right. It's almost like he was waiting for maybe because that's all he want to do, as be Batman or whatever.
Hobbies?
Do they?
What are those?
But so did you like how they got the bat signal kind of? I was like, that's kind of cool. Set up to reflect all the different bat signals and reflect right into his cave.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Well, since I remember somebody's like, oh, why they got all these bat signals? I'm like, well, duh, obviously because if he ain't outside and looking up at the sky when the bat signal go off, he's not going to see it. Right. So he's got something that'll reflect.
Though I will say,
and tell him.
I will say it is one of those things where it's like, man, you put way too much thought into this, and not. No. Like, I feel like this is a very Batman thing. It's like, oh, you put way too much thought into this, and not enough thought into this at the same time. Like, that had to be an easier way.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to make it make sense because it's canon to have a bat signal, but it don't make sense to say that, oh, he always look outside and see this, Yeah. But anyway,
it's either that or the red phone.
Right. The red phone works. So anyway, so we got new characters, right? We got Max Shrek, played by Christopher Walken.
By Christopher Walken.
Wait, how is Christopher Walken do?
Right.
He always overdo it.
Yeah.
He's one of these guys, one of these character actors.
I gotta say, they picked the perfect person to play his son in this too.
Why?
Because he
Chip.
No, Dad.
Yeah. Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. You probably didn't notice how big he is. He is so huge. He got so huge. He played Zangief in Street Fighter.
Oh my God! That's the same dude.
Same dude. He played a lot of football.
He got paid?
Yeah, he's huge.
Oh my God,
that's the same
massive.
guy. Yeah,
that dude is massive.
Well, he only got bigger since that movie
Like,
and then just started playing bigger.
Because like when the first time he walks in as Chip, I'm like, okay, he's got to be a football player.
Yeah.
Like that's my first like reaction.
It's just funny that they chose him as his son. He always played a dumb jock and everything. And in this one, he was supposed to be like, I guess his son supposed to be dumb or whatever,
Yeah.
but he didn't play it like he was dumb. You know, he played it kind of like he was.
He sounded dumb, but he wasn't dumb.
Right?
You know?
I mean, well, he kind of seemed like he was dumb, but he played it kind of like.
He wasn't. He wasn't smart, but he knew what was going on.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's like that's not the character this guy usually play, you know. But anyway, they got Matt Shrek played by Christopher Walken, and he's so cartoonish.
Yeah.
And it was like, why do you need this character? Why do you need a cartoonish?
This is the problem.
villain?
This is the problem with him.
Well,
playing
all these
Shrek.
other villains you already got. I'm saying, why do you make up a character?
Well, like, because that's my thing, right? If I'm looking at this movie, I'm like, Catwoman works, Max Shrek works, Penguin works. Why do we need all of you? And then we already had Penguin and Catwoman, and you still gave us Max Shrek?
Right.
First off, I now want Christopher Walken as Two-Face now.
Right.
Because the way they did his character up in this movie, he was like this close to looking like Two-Face. All he needed was to be.
They
half
could have
up.
made him Harvey Dent or somebody, but they
But,
made up
man.
a evil businessman, Max Shrek, and the clothes he wore. He had on like a weird. Always had like a weird suit on.
Yeah.
With gloves.
With gloves.
Why did he wear those gloves?
He never
and
took
and
them
a
off.
bow tie.
He never took the gloves off.
I know. I'm sure that was choices he made or whatever.
And then the hair. Yeah.
Right. He had just crazy hair and a bow tie, and it's like, who would take you serious, man?
So, like, and again, this is a Christopher Walken thing, but it's like, at no point are you convinced he's not a bad guy.
I mean, as soon as you see him.
Santa Claus. I'm afraid not. Like, why did that sound like a threat?
Sue me for wanting to give back.
Like, you're talking about philanthropy. Why does it feel like you're threatening me? You know.
Damn, we've been talking 17 minutes.
Holy shit.
But anyway, we gotta. So we see the scene where he threatened Selena Kyle or whatever. So Selena Kyle was his secretary of this. It was funny, and she was like, she was real mousy.
Yeah.
Cracked me up where they having this board meeting and all these executives, rich executives, and she's like, I got a suggestion, and it's funny how they just gave her all their attention.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Like, wow, I know they was going to make fun of her or whatever, but nobody just like laughed. Everybody just like, you? Well, let's hear this.
Nah, you know what that was? Who?
Yeah. And then, let's hear this. And then, of course, she did say that. But, yeah, she's a very mousy character that one of the people that wanted to say something, then she said, I should have said this. I should have said that or whatever. But anyway, she was too good. She found out a little too much information.
Yeah.
And Max had to silence her.
Like, even that whole sequence, I'm like, you're talking too much. You're talking too much.
I know. Why
You're
you
talking
tell
too
somebody,
much.
I saw something illegal that you did. And,
Yeah, it's like, so first off, I figured out your password and I got onto your computer.
I know.
And looked at
Why
all
would she say this?
And I was looking at all the stuff you don't want anyone to see.
Right.
And I noticed you've been doing
So
some
I looked at
shady.
all the files, even the restricted ones. The restricted ones. How did you see that?
How did you see that? Oh, well, it's. I figured your password was such and such because, you know. But, yeah, so anyway, so this is what I found. Why are you still talking?
So hold on, I got this scene. Hold on.
Curiosity due to the cat.
I'm no cat. I'm just an assistant. A secretary.
And a very good one.
Too good? Listen, it's our secret. Honest. How can you be so mean to someone so meaningless?
This power plant is my legacy. It's what I leave behind for Chip. Nothing.
I think Chip could run it.
That.
Into the ground.
Okay. Go ahead. Intimidate me. Bully me if it makes you feel big. I mean, it's not like you can just kill me.
Actually, it's a lot like that.
The music. So, I didn't want to play the whole scene
Right.
due to copyright strikes
Yeah.
I'm gonna get, but or whatever.
Right.
But it was just funny. This guy is just so cartoonish.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing it when I was a kid. I was always wondering, like, this dude looks weird, but I didn't really trip off after I watched it now. I'm like, why is he here?
But you know what? Like, there's something to be said about it because, like, for him to be that over the top, he's that over the top, and he's not even the main villain.
Right? I know. Why do you need this villain when you got two other villains?
Yeah.
But, okay. He was important in the creation of Catwoman, right?
Yeah.
Because she was mousy. She used to get picked on. And her Catwoman persona was her taking control back, right?
Because really, Max is kind of the linchpin of the
Yeah.
plot, which is weird.
Right. Which
but-
he is a linchpin to bringing all the villains together.
Yeah.
Which is okay. Hold on. So I'll show that little part.
Yeah.
Huh?
For a second there, you really frightened me.
So she was dead, I thought. And I thought the cats brought her back to life.
So I'm thinking
they showed her breath just like go out.
Yeah. So like the way I looked at it is like they did all that with the awnings, one for dramatic effect, and two is like, so maybe she wasn't dead. Like
Right.
the question still has to be asked. Did
They
she die
they
or
never
not?
fully explained
Yeah.
that. And the cats revive her, or was she already alive and the cats just kind of woke her up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
By trying to eat her.
Which don't explain how she got. But later they kind of did. They made it more supernatural kind of by one having all the cats come in. And I got the. I don't want to.
It's very Tim Burton-esque. It's
Yeah.
very Tim Burton-esque.
So they kind of like just go with it.
Yeah.
Just go with it, kind of thing.
Like it works. Just go with it.
So that's how Catwoman got created, and we're gonna talk about the Penguin. So, so they start the movie off with the Penguin getting
Born and
when he was born, and he was mutated a little bit, which is like what is he? Because I thought because that's actually something that happened, right? People have messed up hands with him,
Yeah.
and when they did the little circus, all of the circus freaks stuff. From when they used to do the carnival attractions with the circus freaks, those were actually just deformed humans. They wasn't half nothing.
Yeah.
This person skin
see the amazing dog boy, and it's just somebody who's like limbs is stuck and stuff.
right, and then they make up a little gimmick for him or whatever. So he was just a deformed human. What is the deal with him eating cats? You know what I'm saying?
There's so much. Like they
got him in his crib, which is basically a cage.
Yeah.
And then he rattling the cage like he a beast or something. And then a cat walked by, grabbed a cat in the cage, and eat him.
Yeah. But like that whole sequence is so like Adam's Family, where it's like the parents clearly aren't normal.
That's what he should have done.
Yeah. Like the parents clearly aren't normal, right? Like
Well, they rich.
they're rich weirdos.
Well, I say no. They supposed to be normal for this universe.
Well, no, I mean like, okay, you're right. For this universe, they're normal. Rich people in Gotham are just weird, man.
So,
excuse me, people in Gotham.
So they got.
This is all you need.
Sorry. Okay. So they got so now we see the Penguin. They throw him down the sewer. So Penguin's supposed to be raised in the sewer or something like that. But then again, I paid attention. I think he got found and adopted by a circus.
Yeah, that's what it
and
looks
they
like.
and they kept him as a circus attraction or carnival attraction. As come see the half penguin man, and he was just a deformed human, just like we were saying, where these are just people with the deformities that they made into a gimmick.
Yeah,
and he became the Penguin.
Yeah, and then
which
later
kind
on
of
he
gave him
comes
a good
back to the
backstory.
sewers, so
What's that now?
then later on he comes back to the sewers to build his empire, such as it is.
Right. So right.
Get all the damn
So I
things.
guess in which they kind of show all his henchmen are just circus performers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The dude with the sword down his throat and the fire dude and the juggling fire dude and the clowns and all that. So he just basically started a criminal empire with the circus performers.
Yeah.
Which is just believable now. Now that I think about it, it's like he didn't just get a criminal empire. I'm like, what? How nobody never heard of him? No, he took the circus performers and started
Also, it's a traveling circus, so it's not like they have any roots down anywhere.
Right,
No one
right.
knows where they're going, where they're coming from.
So I give it that, yeah. So and then they actually alluded to that they had been striking before this.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't their first time. Like we see them come out and they got the little juggling people and all that stuff. And then he was like, "Oh, it's them again," you know.
If memory serves, there is actually a criminal circus in Batman comics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So in this one, Penguin was the head of.
Yeah.
And so he said he gonna put his. Oh, I thought I had that clip where he bit the dude's nose off.
Could be worse.
But no. So now, okay, Danny DeVito is playing the Penguin. Danny DeVito, as you know, is a very short actor. I don't know how tall is he. He's about 5 foot. He's very short, and always been the stocky, you know, guy. And you know, he's just like if you watch something like Twins or something. He play up he's kind of like he always kind of play like the scumbag
Like
kind of.
even the way he moves, like he'll play up for like he made the Penguins walk more of a waddle.
Yeah, which is kind of like that's kind of how they do the walk. Quack, 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 whatever.
And of course he did the sound. So
Yeah, but no, he was doing more grunting. It's like he just got grosser every time you saw him. And he's wearing like a fat suit. He had to be a fat suit he was wearing. But anyway, he made him extra gross. And I thought I had that scene. I was going to show that scene. It's like, had him eating like raw fish.
Yeah, and he's always got this black spittle coming out of his
Yeah.
mouth.
The whole point is, why'd you make him so grotesque? You know what I'm saying?
Like he's just so gross, man.
So that was that was kind of a complaint. Oh, there it is. That was kind of a complaint with people. That was kind of a complaint.
You're at the age now.
But that was kind of a complaint with people with the Penguin. It was like he was so gross that people couldn't like him. They couldn't even look at him for real.
But like you add that appearance up with DeVito's portrayal of the character, which is in and of itself grotesque.
Uh-huh.
So it's like his mannerisms and the things he says, and it's just like, I don't want this guy anywhere near anybody I've ever met, like let alone me.
I mean, and then when he's not dressed up in his tuxedo, he's wearing these dirty overalls. That
It's like a dirty one.
Do you ever want to? I don't know what he smelled like, and I wouldn't want to know.
Man, you know he smells like the sewer. You know he
so
does.
We got him in this scene right here. Eating a raw fish. Oh, God. Somehow Max Schreck is going to make him the mayor of Gotham.
How effed is Gotham that that dude can become the mayor?
Well, look. So he's eating a raw fish as we talk. And I don't know if he's doing some method acting by actually eating that fish, but
Like
I don't know.
it looked like he had some
I don't. Hey, he probably. You know, our actors they'll do that.
like they might have had like some I know what they use for a lot of that stuff is like chicken or pork, and it'll be rare, but it'll be just cooked enough,
Yeah.
and they'll just put it in there so they have something that they can actually swallow. Because I think that's on that episode of The Walking Dead.
You know, I didn't notice
where-
he had those posters.
Yeah, that episode
So
of
her-
Walking Dead where Rick rips that dude's neck out with his teeth. That was chicken.
All right, so this is the scene I'm talking about.
Here we go.
Reclaim your birthright.
I'm Jen. Hi.
Okay, let's see. What I'd like to do first is to put these little glove thingies on you. Our research tells us that voters like fingers.
God, he's so he's just so How he convinced them to? So they was like they trying to give him a makeover.
Money.
I know, but shit, they gonna give him
and probably a few death threats
and make him, because the whole thing was the mayor did not agree with Matt Schreck, so Schreck trying to find somebody, a mayor he can control or whatever. Yeah. And I mean that's a good idea, but I guess because Penguin just got a popularity because he had supposed to save the baby.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get to that scene where
just lose this. No, we'll do it another time then.
Not a lot of reflective surfaces down on the sewer, huh?
Still, could be worse. My nose could be gushing blood.
what does that mean?
Your nose could be...
For real? We gonna let that ride?
Like between the like even the joke itself should have gotten a similar reaction to the act, right? Because like that's not a normal joke to make in that situation. My nose could be gushing blood. What?
But I mean, okay, they just laughing because they don't get the
sure,
joke.
Why not? And then like the one guy, he's the first one to rest. Hold on, that doesn't make any sense. Why would
yeah.
like when he does it and you see the first squirt of blood come out too, like man.
Well, no. So yeah, that was interesting to say the least. But it's interesting choices they had on I'm about to call him joke with the Penguin. But yeah, so gross, and that kind of turned a lot of people off.
I can see how it might. Yeah.
Where people was like, "This dude, it's just too gross. It's not, the Penguin we know was you could sell toys because he was just a penguin.
Yeah.
This dude's gross.
Because I think I've mentioned before, like my favorite version of Penguin is the Arkham Penguin, where it's like he's short, he's squat, he's cockney, and he's just a crime boss.
Yeah, right.
With and he's owned up to the Penguin theme,
And of course he has penguins working for him.
Yeah.
In this,
I'm still trying to figure out where all these penguins came from. Like, okay, fine. You joined the circus and now you started your criminal enterprise. Fine. Where did you
my babies?
Where did you get all of these penguins that you then trained? He has an army of penguins.
So in true tradition of Batman and Catwoman, they have a little cat and mouse relationship where it's, I could take her down, but she's so intriguing to me that I'm going to pull my punches just to see what she's going to do. And this would be just enough for her to get away.
There's one scene that bugs the hell out of me because
Which one?
It's the least Batman thing I think Michael Keaton has ever done while wearing a bat suit.
What's that?
How could you? I'm a woman. Oh my God! I'm so sorry.
Sorry. That's just. I guess that was just a instinct to do that. But the second time he fought her, he made sure it wasn't none of that.
Yeah.
Where he was like, "Eat floor."
That's. Wait, look, no, not just eat floor. High fiber.
That's not Batman's style. But I mean, we just threw that in there.
Why not?
Yeah. Batman's not going to make one-liners like that.
Well, animated series Batman did. Well, no, Justice League Batman. Not really animated series Batman. Justice League Batman.
Okay. Well, I mean, he'll slip one in, I guess.
But
I guess we just won't pay attention because he don't do it.
But it's like, it's such a jokey one-liner that it's just like, wow. Man.
Eat floor. Because she kind of did that the first time where she'll... Okay, so Michelle Pfeiffer played this very sexy, right? She's like for real, a dominatrix.
Yeah.
And I kind of like her transformation when I started looking at that scene where she just started wrecking everything in her apartment. I noticed that she was attacking everything that was pink.
Yeah.
If you pay attention to that,
she was trying to wipe out her former self.
Right, right. And I was like, well, everything's pink. The walls, the floor, like that place was ridiculously pink.
Yeah.
But no, I like how her suit have the stitching marks on it because it looks like if it was just like a perfectly.
That would be too much.
Yeah.
If it was like a manufactured suit,
that
would be way too much. But it's like also
you can see how she put it together.
Also that you can see her taking apart some clothes that the former version of her wouldn't have been able to wouldn't have had the confidence to wear.
Right. Well, she had the one leather coat.
Yeah.
And then she made the outfit from.
She made the outfit from that, and it's like you see her tearing it apart, sewing it back together, and then when she puts it on, it's like, oh no, she's different now.
Yeah. Right.
Like this solidifies it.
Yeah. I like that transformation though. I feel like to date, no live action version of Catwoman has been done better, in my opinion.
I can go with that, yeah.
And we'll see with the new movie. I don't really see this kind of version of Catwoman.
Well, because one of the problems with Anne Hathaway's version was Selena Kyle doesn't exist. It's just Catwoman. Like Selena Kyle is a name she goes by.
Right.
You know.
Which and she didn't do such a bad job.
She didn't do a bad job, but it
just didn't have room for it.
Right. But with this, the character of Selena Kyle and of Catwoman has weight in this movie. It's unavoidable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean the way she played, she do all the the backflips and all that stuff. I just see if I got that scene when she first come in.
Well, because I love even in that stuff, there's a bit where it's like she's not that cold at it. She's got it, but this is some stuff she hasn't done maybe she did gymnastics and cheerleading growing up, and she hasn't done none of that in a while. So it's like,
well, now she's infused with the power of the cat. Well, she's more agile.
Well, I'm just talking about when she does her little floor routine coming out of the shopping center, and you can see she only just stuck the landing. She's a little out of breath, but she gets it back together so quickly.
So let's see some of the scenes.
I still wonder if she managed to do that in one take.
She said that move the suit was so tight she couldn't really breathe.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame. So she managed to do that in one take, and it didn't end up being the version they used for the movie.
Really?
Yeah. Because everybody freaked out after she did it, so they couldn't use it.
With the whip, the thing,
whipping all the heads off. Everybody freaked out and was celebrating, so they couldn't use that take.
Oh, you mean they start making noise over there?
Folks were cheering and everything and stuff like that. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And to those who say Batman got a problem with Ben Affleck Batman, I got something for you. Now tell me, did Batman kill? This damn thing didn't work. Hey, in case you was wondering, that dude dead.
Look, there's no way. I don't care how tough you are. If you're a normal human being, it was
dynamite.
It was dynamite. Wait, look, dynamite tucked into his waistband.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Point is, in this series, Batman don't have a problem killing.
Nah, not at all. Look, he smiled before he threw that man in the sewer grate to die.
But that is automatically forgiven. Nobody talk about it. Nobody talk about his no-kill rule.
Oh no, the only Batman that's a problem with is Affleck. No one cares that Keaton killed at least 100 people.
And we ain't talking about the first movie.
Yeah.
He killed a lot of people in that movie, not to mention the Joker. But
Oh,
Hold
man.
on. He's on the Catwoman, so this scene here. This was a dope ass entrance. I give it that.
Yeah.
What is that?
Meow.
Hell of a introduction.
Right. This is like, if you don't know her, now you're gonna know her.
Yeah. Oh man.
So
and then of course Penguin. I saw her first.
Yeah. You ain't got a chance, Penguin.
Look at you. Now look at me.
Come on. But no, I just thought that I always thought that there was a real good adaptation of Catwoman, and not to mention, she's really a villain in this movie.
Yeah.
They're not doing that team up stuff.
Well,
I think lately she's been transitioned into the Bat family.
Yeah.
Where she was originally just kind of a villain, but not a vicious villain, but a villain. But she always been a villain that he want to take down, but he don't want to.
Because like she's
hurt.
the only one who hasn't been dangerous. She's not out here trying to kill people or take over the.
But he take out bank robbers just as bad.
Yes, he does.
So she ain't nothing. See, what's different
She's
from her and
just
the bank
the
robber?
only one that doesn't end up in a body cast.
She hot.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the difference. But my point is, in this, she was trying to kill Batman.
Yeah.
And she did some dirty stuff or whatever. It wasn't. She wasn't like his Bruce Wayne persona, like Selena Kyle, but his Batman persona really didn't like Catwoman. For real. He was intrigued by her, but then after she played him the first time, that's when he was like, "Eat floor.
Yeah.
I don't play with you like that no more." You know.
Well, like even the bit we saw in the trailer, I thought we had something. We did.
Wow. Yeah, I know.
Like just oh man.
Right, he headbutted her and shit. So it's just the whole point. I like that aspect. All right,
It's
you can
good.
Be
It's
with
really
Selena,
good.
but the whole Catwoman being his ally, I don't like that. Like, is she
Okay.
gonna be a villain, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know that's the way it's going now, but it's just the fact. I'd rather her just stay as a villain or whatever. But it don't make sense that he ain't worked that out by now, who she is.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
So I know, and the way they do it here, did you like how they, or did you mind how they figured out each other's identity and all that stuff?
I mean, I didn't. The thing I did enjoy was like there's a scene where they're both like on the couch making out as Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle, and then they both remember that they have injuries that could let somebody know that they own some extra stuff.
Yeah.
So like they cut it off so that they can hide the scars they gave each other, even not knowing who they.
Right.
You know, that I like.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to like the reveals, like, wait, you said the thing.
Right. It was something they said as Batman and Catwoman to each other, and then they said it
and they flipped
again,
it around on each other as
and it was like, somebody
Selena
told me
Kyle.
that. Somebody told me that. Oh, you're. Oh my God.
And it's like just right then and there. Like, also this. Let's not forget, Catwoman has come here to kill somebody.
Yeah. Right.
And like they completely forget about her going to kill somebody and him trying to stop her. It's like, we should go talk outside.
Well, I mean, he tried to stop her when she showed him a gun. It's like,
Yeah.
why did she change up? Why didn't she just go as a Catwoman persona and take him out? Why you come there with a gun?
Yeah.
But, you know, I think people do things like that because they hoping somebody would talk them out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, why? You could have done this.
Like
without
also, you didn't
making
have
a
to
show
tell
of it.
nobody.
Right. You could have done without making a show of it. But part of you don't want to do it, and you hope somebody do talk you out.
Yeah.
That's why you kind of, you know.
Especially if this is the person you tell what your plan is, like you know this person ain't gonna be cool with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, though, so once we get all of them together, though, they kind of, you know, a little showdown or whatever. They kept having these, Catwoman kept having these deaths, and she, and later, that's why we was like, they kind of do a supernatural thing.
It's
with
like
it.
the
She
nine,
get 9 lives or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's like, does she really got 9 lives, or does she just got on Kevlar? It's like,
Right.
But no,
and then you get the last death of the film
yeah,
for her. And it's like, why did you?
yeah. I don't know.
Why did you do that?
They had to do something
like,
interesting.
You had him. All you had to do was finish him up. Why did you?
So did you like how Batman took his mask off and said, "Let's be together"?
No.
I remember seeing that first. I was like, "Why'd you do that?" I hated that back in the day.
Because it's not necessary. She knows who you are, so you don't need to show her your face. Your eyes are visible, so you don't need to worry about that. You showing her your face is you hoping that she cares enough about you that seeing you sad is going to do it.
Take your mask off, I take my mask off.
It's like
deal.
But like also, let's be real here. That cowl is not the mask you've been wearing, and you both know it's not the mask you're talking about when you've been talking to each other.
But it's also, you got to think too.
And Max is right there.
I know. Bruce Wayne, what are you doing dressed as Batman?
I love that line so much. What are you doing down here dressed as Batman? and like, even she's like, you can't be this stupid. you cannot be this stupid.
He is Batman. Was. But it's just the whole fact that you're right. Why would you do that in front of somebody else? It's like, you want her so bad that you give up your secret identity to the villain.
Yeah. Thank God everybody died.
But no, I think that might have been the actor said, for once I want to show my face.
Yeah.
You get that because that's how Spider-Man always take his mask off.
That's the problem with superhero
Comics,
movies.
you don't never do that. But
that's one of the problems with these superhero movies is like, no, I want to be seen on in the movie. I want my face out.
Yeah. The actor will have somewhere in the contract that he get to show his face.
Yeah.
At some point or whatever.
Yeah.
But I wasn't too crazy about that. But and then the Batmobile, they have some new tricks on there. The Batmobile was almost another character. It's almost like losing a beloved character,
dude,
when you lost that Batmobile.
Man. And it's like, and it was such a cool way to ditch the Batmobile that did not feel cool when I was watching it. Like, 'cause it should have felt like Spy Hunter, right? I was like, oh, it transformed. That's so cool. It was like, but my Batmobile. My Batmobile, no.
You can fix it.
Well, yeah, but it's just like knowing that it's like it's not a cool trick to do something. It's like, nah, there's no choice. Like,
yeah, I know. But he has stuff like having the thing to make him turn around, getting a dead end or something. Yeah. Did you like that?
You know what? It was so.
He had a lot of urban tricks on there to get out of tight spaces.
And a lot of it is really wacky. But I dig it.
But maybe he thought of everything from the architect of the city.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's kind of a lot of tight turns. So you saw he had a grappling hook so he can make a tight turn without. That's a lot of thought.
Yeah.
That usually you wouldn't even, in a movie you'll just cut the scene and then.
And you just do it.
Right. And then we'll be like, oh, and really, his car will probably would drift out off the road on that turn.
It's like, man, that Batmobile sure stops on a dime. Wow. Yeah. It was like, no. It's like, no, this thing jet propelled. It ain't going to turn around like that.
They gave us a realistic look on how he can get that car through those tight spaces.
Practical problem solving.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. And stuff that I kind of forgot and took for granted when I first saw it, I was like, oh, so that makes sense. So I'm like, okay, yeah, because Gotham don't look that big as far as the landscape where he's driving through them. I guess that was just a big set.
But it's like Gotham, especially the way they show it in these last couple movies, is like it's definitely very crowded.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of open road, no like wide streets. It's,
that's what I'm saying, and that's those he had to make tight turns.
A lot of alleyways,
and those dead ends, and when he had to make the car skinny to get to to get to two
and
buildings.
Even then, it only just made it.
Yeah. And then you feel like, okay, how you gonna drive home like that? Because it feels like that work is just so uneven.
Because there's the bit where he turns with it. I'm like, okay, that thing clearly didn't turn. They had to like manually
that
turn
thing would tip over as soon as you turn.
Like it turns like.
But no, the additions they made to the Batmobile was kind of cool. But let's not forget, Batman just go through stuff anyways. So it get destroyed to get another one. It's sad to see that though. What about that boat thing he had? Was that like a
boat?
Was that a boat? I was like, what is that? Like a hovercraft?
Speedboat or a hovercraft, something.
Yeah. which I remember watching it for. I want to see the new gadgets, the new toys or whatever. And he didn't have that many. He had a few little things here and there. But the boat was cool, but he didn't really need it. But okay, I think that was to sell toys, and that's why the next movie had way more. Had way more vehicles and stuff. And that's where Batman and Robin come in. But anyway,
good old Schumacher.
Yeah. But anyway, so the movie wrapped up, and man, I thought it was good, not better than the original.
Yeah, and it wraps up a bit cleaner than the original, though. Like in as much as like we gotta maintain the status quo type thing. So it's like, all right, we're back to square one. It's Batman and Alfred. 1.5 man war on crime. And go. So if we come back to if we do get another movie, we don't have to explain where so and so went, why this person isn't there. It's like we're back to square one.
Yeah. Penguin died. Catwoman died, but she had 9 lives.
So she had a life left.
I think they was gonna bring her back for a sequel, but that never happened.
Yeah.
So we get just one performance. But no. But yeah, the original was better. The '89 Batman was better, but it had its moments. Gotham in itself was very interesting looking. All the statues and stuff.
Yeah. A lot of Gothic architecture.
Yeah, all that stuff. That was kind of cool. But yeah, on the whole, I thought it was a pretty good movie, but it's not one of my favorites.
It doesn't really do nothing for you.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I think I like Forever a little better than this one in my rankings.
Okay.
I might rank them later.
Because for the longest time, this one was only just above Batman and Robin for me.
Yeah.
Because I like the '89 Batman and Batman Forever so much more. But this one's just kind of mid.
Yeah. I mean, this was because they gave Tim Burton full control.
Yeah.
Without saying,
this feels more like Tim Burton than it does like Batman.
Yeah, and it's like a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah.
Where all the Gothic stuff he wanted to do, all the leather and all the dark stuff and even the blood and stuff.
It just looks too much like Tim Burton.
Yeah, right, really.
Yeah.
And more Tim Burton, less Batman, where it's like, okay, this is not for real Batman.
Yeah.
This is your version of Batman.
Right.
So
because '89 Batman, you can get away with it because it feels like they fit together really well.
Right, because studio didn't let them get that full. Since that first one was so successful,
they said, go ahead and run with it.
Whatever you want to do with this.
Yeah.
And when he did it, it was too much of him in there.
Yeah.
And so it was still enjoyable, but not not the best Batman movie.
Yeah.
So.
How do you like the Penguin's funeral procession?
When they took him
with the penguins come out.
I got that on her.
And it's like I remember seeing that and being as a kid and being so weirded out by it, like because there's so much that's just plain weird about that movie. But it's like no one has ever seen a bunch of ridiculously large penguins giving a person a funeral procession.
God, he looks so scary right here. Look at this. Look at this. And it's like, the penguin looks so like a grotesque thing.
Look at him.
The way he came out that water. That is blood, green blood.
Don't you just love an electrocuted skeleton? Yeah.
So his last
Bit more
gesture is That was his in his baby crib song.
He's got some hair. I'll murder you momentarily. But first, I need a cool drink of ice water.
That shit stuck with me my entire fucking life.
Really?
Well,
I never even paid attention to what he had said. I didn't was like, oh, I didn't know he had last words.
It was adjacent to the scene itself, but it was like just the image of him like hemorrhaging blood, such as it is, and then like just saying that and just done. Like,
yeah, I don't even remember him having last words.
well, 'cause, like I think it was like the first time I ever noticed someone having a death scene, because like Joker dies, right? Like he is killed, so so it's like there is no, oh shit, I'm dying. There, like, Penguin is dying in front of you, and then he does proceed to expire. That stuck with me. Like, because
you were pretty young when you saw that.
Well, I was pretty young. I hadn't seen Akira yet, so it's like I wasn't built for the kind of grotesque stuff I'm built for now,
Especially this movie.
Yeah, and there's so much of it.
Should have been marketed to kids, but it was very much an adult film.
Yeah,
with a lot of grotesque imagery. But yeah, so Batman Returns was successful, but not as successful as the original.
Nor should
the
it
studio was kind of upset about that, and that's when they decided to go a different route with the next one, and we'll be reviewing that one sometime this week. But might get it tomorrow if you got time to watch that today.
I do. I always got time for Batman Forever.
Yeah. Oh, so that's one of your favorite ones, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, surprisingly, I remember, I ain't watched it in a little while, but I remember watching it again, and there was a lot of good things in there where I remember this was kind of they didn't kill the franchise. A lot of people was turned off after this, and then after Forever came out, it revitalized it because people was like, oh, well, okay, that was good. Yeah. And then immediately died. So it had like an adrenaline boost, and then it was like just enough to die with Batman and Robin. But anyway, so Batman Returns was a good sequel for as continuation of a story that got built, but it was too much Tim Burton, too much dark stuff, too many dark. The tone was a little too dark,
and like also a little too wacky with the darkness.
Yeah,
again, this Tim Burton stuff.
Right, where I think they gave him a little too much creative control, and I was it's things that I'm watching it now, like I can enjoy it on some level, but as a Batman movie, I'm like, okay, I'm so glad they did not let Tim Burton continue to do this, because it would have just got worse. And the fact that they was gonna bring Marlon Wayans as Robin in this movie, I don't see how he could possibly fit in this movie. This movie, not even him, but no other Robin
there's already
could fit in this.
There's already no room for Robin in the world that Tim Burton has put on.
Yeah,
film.
no, because you don't want to bring no kids in this.
Like a kid in a bright outfit.
Yeah, no, it just no.
In this.
No, actually going with Joe Schumacher was a real smart idea to change that tone. But anyway, but yeah, so man, I'm gonna give this all right. I don't really like to rate those classics like that, but on the Batman scale, I'll give this all right. And far as ranking in the Batmans, out of how many is it? Is it 6? No, 7. 7 solo Batman movies. Yeah, it was 4 original, then 3.
Yeah.
So 7 solo. Out of the 7, this is a low. I'll say this is probably like 5 maybe. I gotta think, Batman and Robin, of course, is last.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is probably right under that though. This is like 6.
Cause I think for me cause Dark Knight is sort of in the middle for me, and then all the stuff
Dark Knight is in the middle.
Cause cause Batman Forever, Batman '89.
Well, we'll do the rankings at the end.
But so it's most of the Nolan films are on the low end for me.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
Most people love those.
Well, it's just.
When's the last time you seen those?
I think it's been a few months since I last saw Dark Knight Rises.
No, I ain't seen that in a long time, but I want to revisit all those too. But we'll get into that. But right now this is actually right above Batman and Robin. Not as in quality, it's just out of all my rankings, I can't the Nolan Batmans. I can't put this above that.
I have a hard time
putting Part 1 and Batman Forever. So this is right behind that. Those 3 plus 5, so this make this 6.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, that's for me. That's
right.
my 6th one. But anyway, what you give it in your last final thoughts?
I have to give it an all right. If I was just rating this on Tim Burton films, it might be one of my favorite Tim Burton films. Under Nightmare Before Christmas. But it's a Tim Burton film. It doesn't feel like Batman.
Yeah.
Every time it starts to feel like Batman, they go straight into that Tim Burton sort of storytelling, and it just takes me out of it. So all the best I can do, because it's not a horrible movie. I definitely enjoy watching it, but because of that, I got to give it an all right.
All right, where you rank it?
It's mid to low for me. So it's this might be a 4 or 5 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the out of 7 with the 7 Batman movies.
Yeah.
All right. I forget. I didn't know you didn't. It was down on those Nolan movies like that. But we'll talk about those. But
they're not. You know what? Because you know what? Nah. You know what? This might be a 5 or a 6. Because I think the Nolan movies. I don't dislike them. They're just they're interspersed. They're interspersed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We'll talk about those. But I want to say my favorite Tim Burton movie was Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Always.
Okay.
That's underrated. It ain't even underrated. A lot of people, if you go back and watch that, that's an amazing movie, dude.
I haven't watched it in ages.
Man, hey, we had the tape. We used to watch it all the time, like me and my nephews. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, we watch this every day.
Okay.
But no, that's an amazing movie, actually. But yeah, that's Batman Returns and that's our review for 1992 Batman Returns. We like I said, we doing all the Batman movies, so we got the Batman Forever coming up. Might do that tomorrow, so we'll see. Hopefully we'll get that in. But yeah, so that is our review. Thanks for checking out our video. If you still watching, if anybody stayed to the end, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you get alerts anytime we post new videos or if we live stream.
Yes, and if you like what you've seen here today, hit that thumbs up down there in the corner, and please drop a comment down below what you think about this movie.
Yes, we out of here.
Peace.